Hello, Facebook Landia. Phoenix here. Just waiting for this video to begin, and seems like it has. So here I am with episode 29 of Behind the Mask. And for those of you who are new to this is my social experiment in showing up with whatever is alive and moving. Just this desire to kind of pull off the mask, to lay down the armor and show up as real and raw and true as possible. And so today I'm feeling really, really empowered and really, really fulfilled. What I want to talk about today, the theme that I wish to share about, is the sacred climb. And what does that mean? It's like, for me, I've been describing to some of my close friends these past few days is that I feel like, so a couple of years ago, I went through a pretty serious breakup. I was married and very much in a codependent relationship, very much entwined. I didn't know myself outside of this relationship. And when we separated 4.5 years ago, I was broken. I was absolutely shattered. I was absolutely broken. I was like depressed. I was suicidal. I couldn't even, I didn't even know what to do. My life was just I felt so lost and so confused. And so many of my close friends were like, don't worry, you're gonna get through this. You're gonna get through this. And I was just like, no fucking way am I going to get through this. No way am I going to get through this. Like my life, I just couldn't even fathom what my life could be like or would be like without this relationship, without this dear kind of companion and mirror that I had known for 7 years in my life. And I feel like I was at the bottom of this mountain, like literally kind of broken, vulnerable, like so fragile at the bottom of this mountain, like looking up. Everybody was saying, that's where you gotta go. That's where you gotta go. And it was just like, no way am I gonna be able to ever get to the top of that mountain, let alone even know how to take the first steps up this mountain. And yeah, these past few days, I've been sharing with some of my close friends that I feel like I'm on the top of that mountain right now. I feel like I'm at the top of that mountain that I just looked at with such terror, with so much fear and inadequacy and doubt and insecurity. And 4.5 years later, I feel like I'm at the top of that mountain and I'm just like, yeah! I feel so good and I feel so proud of myself for all of the efforts that I've engaged with, for all of the challenges that I've endured, for all of the setbacks, for all of the heartbreaking open experiences that have shaped me, and of like, all of the people and all of the forces and all of the experiences that just kept telling me just one more step, just one more step, just one more step. And though that space inside of myself, that my mantra for every day still, is just one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time, like one step at a time. I don't even need to get to the top of this fucking mountain. It's like I just need to be able to take this one step at a time. And I've been doing that so consistently and so devotedly and so willingly. Yeah, of course, there's been heaps of tantrums and kicking and screaming along the way, but and I've also been consistent with myself. And I'm taking a moment to celebrate. I'm taking a moment to celebrate this sacred climb. I'm taking a moment to celebrate this journey of climbing up, climbing up our own personal Everests, and the trust that it takes and the courage that it takes to keep on ugh, climbing our way, crawling our way up and out of our own prisons, of our own pits of hell, our own swamps, and how worth it is when we, we we kind of make it to the new base camps, and we can just like take a breath and take a pause and be like, oh my God, I've come so far. Oh my gosh, okay, still more to go. I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to keep on climbing one more step at a time. And yeah, the expanse looks so fucking good from here. I feel like for however long this lasts, because there'll be another mountain to climb. There'll be a wind that kind of blows me off of the top of this mountain. I'm not saying I've like arrived at this place and this is going to like set up my camp and like build my freaking, my fortress up here. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm up here and it feels good. And there's so much more. There's so much more to see. So many more directions I can choose for my life. So rather than kind of like, what's next? What's next? Like, oh, it's almost just like taking this moment to breathe and taking this moment to pause and taking this moment to reflect and taking this moment to celebrate the journey that I've been on these past 4.5 years. And for those of you who have been hanging with me, those of you who have been following me or interested in my journey, like, yeah, like it's been real. It's been real and it continues to be real. And I feel like during that time, I've been so blessed with the cultivation of such amazing tools that have supported me every step of the way. And I've been so blessed with so many really clear mirrors that have shown me the reflections I've needed to see every step of the way. And yeah, my heart has been stretched, broken. I've been on my hands and my knees. I've been at the bottom of my own pits. And yet something inside of me has continued to just be like, we are climbing up because this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm here to do. This is like the whole, like the embodiment of the name Phoenix that I have chosen for myself. It's like the willingness to burn and rise, the willingness to burn and rise, the willingness to shed, let go, and be born again. It's like, this is life. And so I celebrate whatever force that moves through me that is consistently reminding me, keep going, keep going, keep going. Just trust, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, like the disillusion, the dissolving, the like annihilation of the identities and the like egoic grasps and holds on reality that I've had to meet within my own life's journey. And whatever that force is, whatever that strength, that inner strength, that inextinguishable light that has been like, we're in the fucking darkest pits of your own inner prison, but we're going to keep on going. Like, thank you to whatever source force this is that's inside of me, and for the resiliency and the tenacity and the devotion and the dedication that I've been blessed with. Um, and I know that it's not, like, I know it's not easy. Like, it hasn't been. Though maybe it's because I'm so darn stubborn that I've been like, I want to see what's at the top of that mountain. Um, but it wasn't always this way. Um, yeah, I know what it feels like to be absolutely shattered. I know what it feels like to be absolutely, like, in the depths of my own despair. Um, and I am now catching a glimpse of what it feels like to be in my absolute, just like full power. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to recognize, and it's beautiful to celebrate, because I know its counterpart, like I know its balancing part, like the despair and the empowerment, and they go hand in hand. And I feel like it's this sacred climb that allows us to remember, yeah, how to hold those parts, those opposites, with love and with care and with kindness and with reverence. And I feel that part of myself that's just like, oh, babe, like, don't get too used to being on the top of this mountain, like, oh, that's so audacious, or oh, that's, you know, who do you think you are, kind of celebrating this achievement, but yeah, I feel it's necessary, to give myself, oneself, permission to celebrate how far I've come, because it's like a new milestone. Like, I know how far I've come, and therefore I know I can keep going further. I know that I have endured the darkest, most challenging experiences of my life thus far. And therefore, I have the capacity to continue meeting the challenges that I might face on the next leg of the journey. And that's helpful. That's empowering. It's not always going to look so like, yeah, it's amazing. I'm just like so high on life right now. And I also know that tomorrow I could be absolutely in the pits again, or in the valley again. And that's not the point. It's not about attaching to this space, to this place of feeling so full of myself. Though I know that I have like this new marker, in my heart, in my mind, in my body, in my psyche. And therefore it will support me the next time I'm in a really dark space where I might not be able to see what the next step is. It's building the trust that I don't actually need to see with these eyes, that there is like a deeper seeing that's available to myself, to any of us. Though it takes practice, and it takes courage, and it takes continuity, persistence and showing up, and it takes the willingness to just pause and be in the discomfort, and be in that state of disillusion, and be in that state of void, while there's like the energy continues to build and grow to kind of, that next wave that comes, that kind of carries each of us, myself, to the next phase of my own personal journey. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I want to I just feel so grateful to some of the amazing reflections that have been such great catalysts on this journey for me. First and foremost, my former husband, who I had the pleasure of recently reconnecting with for the first time in 11 months. And yeah, to kind of witness myself in that space, to witness myself from this inner space was a real gift. There was so much fear in me entering into that meeting, that like I was gonna fail. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like this test. Like, can I hold myself? Like, have I really come as far as like I think I have? Am I really as strong as I think I am? Has this work that I've been doing, has it really paid off? And the fear and trepidation of entering into that moment of reconnection, that it was like, no, I just like, maybe I don't want to do it. I've been really, it was really scary. And just giving oneself the courage, just giving oneself the permission, and allowing myself to be vulnerable, and allowing myself to be curious, and reminding myself to stay kind and patient and compassionate with myself and those parts of self that feel fragile and delicate. And it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful encounter, filled with so much love and so much kindness and so much compassion and so much capacity to hold myself. In the past, I wasn't able to hold myself. I my um, I was so dependent on the validation of others, especially my former husband, and partners in general, lovers and partners in general. And I am now able to hold myself. I am now able to validate my own goodness and my own beauty and my own divinity and my own worthiness and my own value. And it was amazing to be able to witness myself in the face of this past reflection, though with these new eyes that I didn't even know were like so impeccably attuned, thanks to all of the efforts I've been putting forth in my life. And so, yeah, I feel like in some ways I'm celebrating. It's almost like, yeah, it's one thing to kind of do the work and kind of feel its effects and impacts in my life around the new reflections and the new life that have carved, or that has shaped me, or have been working, we've been shaping life. Though it was a whole nother experience to kind of place myself in the presence of this older reflection, and meet one another again from this new space that we've both grown into for ourselves. And so, yeah, I'm really grateful, and really grateful that there might be a potential for a friendship that is not based on need or attachment, or even needing their love, or needing them to want me. Or it's like, I love me. I love me. I'm totally here. I'm totally here with me for my whole entire life. And my presence is a gift to others. And I feel very open and receptive to receiving the presence of others as their gift to me, without needing it to be anything more, because I've learned how to fill my own cup over these past few years. And that I celebrate. I want to thank this another dear brother that I had been journeying with the past 6 months, and he just recently left for South America, and he's there now. And yeah, we've journeyed so deeply together over these past 6 months, and I feel like he was like the ultimate kind of practice buddy and like coach in so many ways, like relationship, engaging in this deep space of connecting and relating with another person who's like an equally strong mirror for me, willing to do their work, willing to keep showing up, willing to kind of lean into the discomfort, willing to kind of receive the projections and take what served and be like, nah, that's not mine, that's yours, and I'm so grateful to this brother because I feel like, yeah, he wouldn't even, I try and tell him, he doesn't really get it. It's like, what did I do? And I feel like he was just willing to keep showing up in love, to keep showing up in love and to keep showing up and like willing to do the work with me, to support me, to keep on like refining and keep on seeing those crunchy parts of myself that were still out of alignment when it comes to relating and relationship. And yeah, I just feel so full of love and care and gratitude for this brother who is now in Peru, about to yeah, quest really deeply for himself and with himself, and many of the teachers that I would love to be sitting with, and some of which I know. And yeah, I really want to thank him for that gift that he gave to me, which was, yeah, his consistency to just keep on like showing up and cracking open, breaking open so that we could both see ourselves more clearly. And I feel like it's because of him, like I had been on this solo journey for a while, kind of learning new ways of relating and relating with myself and holding myself and meeting those parts of myself that were still very much kind of craving and needing validation or like grasping or and this brother gave me an opportunity to practice all the things that I had been learning in like a real time. It's one thing to kind of read books on attachment theory and be like, oh yes, this is my attachment and this is where I've held on to people in the past, so this is what I need to feel secure. It's a whole nother thing to be practicing it like in real time, in real life, with real people. And I'm so grateful to, yeah, to my brother Ian for showing up for me in that way and giving me the opportunity to practice it and witness how far I've come in the face, in the face of his mirror. And it was a very yeah, this brother so courageous, just like made this decision. I need to go to Peru, got on a plane, really showed me like what it looks like to have courage and faith and trust and just jump off the cliff and follow his heart and follow his purpose. And like, yeah, there's a part of me that was like, oh, I feel abandoned, but actually, no, I've got me. And now that, yeah, now that it's like in that space before he left, I feel like I really got to experience a new level of unconditional love in myself. While he was so busy preparing and packing and like the attention was on like him and going on the trip, this old version of myself that would have been like, I want the attention, you're leaving, give me your attention, I was like, cool, like I've got me. And so I could hold space for this being to be themselves, which is what I feel I've been really learning, to hold space for myself so that I can actually hold space for others to just be who they are. I don't need anything that's outside of myself. Yeah, there's things that I want, though ultimately I don't need anything. And that's one of the gifts that this brother gave me, and also working with my counselor, my coach over these past couple of years, like one of the reminders that, you know, energy is never lost. It only shifts form. It only changes form. So it's like when, this source of love, when it kind of is perceived to go away or change, it doesn't mean that I'm cut off from that love. It just means that there's like, oh, where else is it coming from? So rather than seeing what's not there, can I actually attune my perception, my my perception to like, where is it coming from? Where is the love coming from? Where am I getting nourished? Where am I being fulfilled? Rather than holding on to the place that it's shifted and changed. It's like putting on these new glasses. Like, where is the love? Where is the fulfillment? Where is the nourishment? And can I allow myself to be guided by that? Can I allow myself to follow that? Rather than seeing like, oh, this brother that I've connected with is no longer here, or this former partner that I'm no longer connecting with in the same way. Like, how can we be friends? It's like, no, actually, yeah, all the things that are constantly changing, constantly dying and dissolving, rather than focusing on the dissolving and what's no longer there, can I actually stay curious as to what's growing in its place? Like, what's sprouting from what's already dissolved? What's sprouting from the fertile soil where the old has already been composted? And rather than kind of seeing through the eyes of not enoughness, or what I have yet to attain, or what I have yet to achieve, or where I have yet to go, or I'm not enough, or where I'm not yet fulfilled. It's like, I could do that, but that seems like a bit of an energy leak, rather than kind of shifting my gaze and my attention towards what's already in flow, what's already moving, what's already growing, how many blessings are already in my life, how much love there already is in my life, how much connection there already is in my life, how fulfilled I am in myself and in my purpose and in the work that I do and in the way that I share in the world. Can I actually give myself permission to stay attuned to what is in flow and simply keep on flowing? Rather than looking at all the obstacles, can I keep looking for all the openings? And I feel like that's also part of this sacred climb. This sacred climb, it's like, oh my gosh. And I know from experience, from being on this fucking journey of climbing this, like the most ridiculous mountain that I thought I couldn't even take the first step on. It's like sometimes I had to crawl. Sometimes there was people that were like lifting me up. Sometimes I needed to like stick my freaking pegs or my stakes into the side of the mountain to kind of hold myself up. Sometimes I needed to like carve my way through the, these like, sometimes I needed to squeeze my way through. Sometimes I had enough energy to just climb or run. Like, this is life. This is life. And all of that is part of my life, part of our lives. And so, yeah, fuck yeah, to those of us who are willing to take those steps, even when the mountain looks impossible to climb. Though it's like taking every step is what grows our resiliency. It's what grows our strength. It's what grows our trust. It's what grows our faith. It's what grows our capacity to keep on climbing, keep on climbing, keep on climbing, keep on climbing. Sometimes we need to just let go of the fucking climb and just let ourselves avalanche down. Be like, oh my God, I gotta start again. Yeah, I'm gonna start again. This is my life. This is my life. I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna start again because I'm worth it. And becoming a strong, resilient, empowered, connected, loving, compassionate, forgiving, open, receptive, unguarded, willing to make mistakes and fall and rise up again kind of person. Like, I don't really see anything more valuable in my life than that. So I'm going to keep on climbing. Right now, I'm going to just chill. I'm going to chill right here. I'm going to like hang out. I feel like there's like a nice throne here for me right now. This queen, this sovereign being is like sitting upon. I'm going to give myself permission to sit here for now. Might be a day, might be even just 5 more minutes, who knows? But I also know I've got these wings that I'm going to be able to fly off this mountain. And like, I got seeds to plant now. I've got so many seeds to plant from everything that I've learned along my climb that I'm going to go kind of plant so that other people might be supported in their climb. And so that I can meet other people who are on their like next level climb that I can curiously learn from, witness, watch, be mirrored, reflect, take a couple of steps together, maybe fly next to each other, maybe pull each other up. That seems to be a pretty cool way of living. Seems like a pretty purposeful way of living. Feels like a really humble and empowering way to live. And it works for me. So I'm going to keep living in this way and allow myself to keep learning what steps I need to take next, who to take those steps with, when to let go, when to hold on, when to sit still, when to take flight. Because all that information is here inside of me. So I'm going to keep on listening and acting, moving from that space. So, yeah, that is my share today. Thank you for listening. I'll be back when I'm back.